All right.
Hey guys, welcome back. Joe Nick Fight Talk Podcast number 10 already. Today we're gonna be a little different here. We'll touch up on some UFC events that are happening on Saturday, but we have very special guests, the Loft Podcast with Kev Nichols and Nick Huser. Welcome, guys.
What's going on?
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. What you guys are doing? So we were. What can I say? We were. I don't even know how many episodes we were in. Maybe one or two. And I saw either Kev or Nick. I believe you guys posted like your first ever episode from the loft, from someone's basement. I guess it is.
Yeah, it was from. It's from. We're in the loft right now. It's my the loft in my house.
All right, nice.
Yeah, we were just kind of like sitting and like talking about. I originally wanted to have him on for a podcast episode like randomly, because I know he has a lot to talk about and a lot to say. And then we started filming it, and we were kind of like, yo, should we just turn this into like a thing? So then we kind of just ran with it from there. So
Nice, dude. And like what you guys are talking about is like, it touches a lot of people, man. Like more people than you ever expect. And because everyone in the world, I think, either lives with it or knows somebody who lives with it, or you know what I'm saying.
Especially right now too. Like I feel like everything's so crazy right now, and we kind of got together and we were just like, man, let's go for it. Like it's something that I've always had anxiety. I've always had problems with anxiety, predominantly anxiety, depression a little bit too, but something we're both passionate about. We want to help people,
The biggest thing too, I feel like it's something that's not really hit on. You have a lot of sports podcasts, you have a lot of, pop culture podcasts, but like we wanted to kind of do something different, especially I think the biggest thing was with COVID too. Like it allowed us to, rethink and reassess what we wanted to do. And so we kind of just got together, started doing this, and we want to make the most of it, and we want to be able to help people, because I know it's stuff that we all go through, and like especially us being like 23, 24, 25, like people are starting to go through some real stuff. You know what I mean? It's not like we're like in grade school or high school where like kids are just, what I'm saying, they're worried about like not, they're not really worried about anything. But now it's like, we have depression now we go through, whether it's with a job or whatever, and like we're just trying to apply that and allow people to see other stories and see other people's experiences and kind of live through that and learn from that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have had some great guests on your podcast so far, and like you said, you hit the nail right on the head. It's something different, and more people have to talk about it. And there's so many people out there that will listen, give great advice, and sometimes even if it's like someone who's just browsing on the internet, who just so happens to have a bad day, one of those days, and they come across like because some people just Google it, like how to help with depression or how to help with anxiety, and maybe like one of your videos comes up and they happen to click on it. Like you guys could literally like affect someone's life in such a deep way where they're like, okay, maybe, you know what? It's okay to not be okay, and that's what your guys' first episode's called. And
just by listening and relating to somebody else, and that's the thing too. Like, not everybody might not like sports or pop culture, but everybody deals with depression, everybody deals with anxiety, and everyone deals with these issues. And I feel like it's just something important for me personally, and I know Nick too. We've been best friends since 3rd grade. You know what I mean? And I know it's something that we both have ever been dealing with and struggling with. So the fact that we're able to turn it into something bigger, because we have these conversations too. Like me and Nick, like. The amount of times we'll be up here in the loft, like, watching the Sixers or just hanging out, and we'll be having these conversations, these same exact conversations. So why not project it to the world, or, whoever is listening, and also have guests on who want to come and tell their stories too,
Right, absolutely.
We also both know, we know people who have very sadly taken their lives, and people who have, those things stick with me, man. I think about it all the time, and I'm just like, man, I just want to make a difference. I want to make a difference. I don't care if 5 people see it or, 100,000 people. It doesn't matter to me. If one person is able to see it and say, man, look at these two, they're going through it too. It's not just me. People know, we try to say, anybody who wants to reach out to either of us at any time, we're here to talk to anybody. We don't care who it is. I don't care if I know you or not. If you reach out to me, I'll talk to you. Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. And it's absolutely incredible. And I was very, moved by that. Cause we all deal with so particularly in my family, I grew up with 2 older brothers, and what I won't get like all into like which particular one, but like real bad drug issues, right? And seeing him, listen, he'll probably never forget about his past, like what he did and everything like that. But like the man he is today, it like he uses that as like fuel to be a better person, right? So it's like
I've seen what you posted of Joe Rogan on your story.
yes,
I love that message that you're not your past, man. Like
nope,
you are not your past. Yeah, we've all made mistakes. There's things every day I'm not proud of. We're not proud of. You know what I mean? Like mistakes we make. But you are who you are right now. You got to learn from it. You just got to learn.
You got to live in the present, man. That's it. And then you guys are doing.
Yeah, well, it's funny you mentioned that about your brother because we just had a guest on. She runs a program called the Grace Project in Kensington. And she goes around and helps the homeless and the addicts. And she was one of those people. And she was able to come out on the other side. And we were just able to like allow her to tell that story and have her sister come on a little bit too for like 15 minutes. And it was cool because, you know, it's crazy how life goes full circle because, you know, he was able to completely relate to the entire situation. So it made the conversation that much more fruitful and meaningful. And, you know, and like you just said, everybody deals with this stuff, you know what I mean? So we just feel, you know, it's important to just talk about it, you know, in any way possible, you know? Mm-hmm.
Right. And a lot of the things people always share about, you know, mental health and things like that it's the ones you least expect it from. Like myself, and if you say you never, like, if you never experienced this, you're lying, right? So myself, like, I was always like the goofy kid, you know what I mean? Like at Ryan, like through college, things like that. And like, everyone thought like, dude, that dude's the happiest dude in the world. You know what I mean? I played in PCL championships. I did all this stuff. But at the same time, I would go home and just be completely miserable and sad. Like, what the hell am I going to do in my life? Things like that. And it's like, there's so many people, if I were just to talk to someone, like my true, real feelings about anything, somebody would have been there. You know what I mean? Whether it's a parent, whether it's a friend, whether it's a cousin, whatever it is, someone's always there for you. And I feel like that's the message you guys are trying to send. And it's absolutely amazing what you guys are doing. And I'm really happy that you guys decided to come on here with us.
Thank you for.
And Nick, I actually have a question for you too with your mental health. So obviously, and I don't know if the boys know, but you had probably one of the most nastiest soccer injuries ever, how your leg snapped. But like, how did you like keep your mental health and all through that? Because like, I'm sure like you were thinking in your head, like, oh my God, am I ever going to walk on that leg again? Am I ever going to kick a soccer ball again? Like, how did you wind up dealing with that whole situation? If you could share that with us, if you feel comfortable with it.
Yeah. So it's actually coming up on 11 years since I snapped my leg in half. And I just got done the Ryan season playing in the Catholic League Championship, and we got smoked. But that's besides the point. And then we were playing in state cups later that spring, going into my senior year. Snapped my leg in half, and I was like, all right, it's just a broken leg. You know what I mean? I'll recover, everything like that.
Right.
5 surgeries, and like 2 days later, it was no Alex Smith type of story, but it messed with me, man, because like I would feel so bad for myself. And if I know my mom will watch this later, and she'll be grateful. I shouted her out. Shout out, Mrs. Ferry. Well, she's not Mrs. Ferry anymore, but she'd wake me up every morning before she left for work. Nick, time to get up. Time to get up, Nick. Time to get up. And I would just sit there, cry. I would just be crying. My leg hurts. I'm not doing nothing. And then finally I would get my ass up. I would take a shower, and I'd walk upstairs, limp upstairs, and be like, Mom, I don't even know why I do that. Next morning, it's the same routine every day. And honestly, it was hard, man. In the spring, I thought I was going to be ready to play again that senior year. You know, I wasn't always the best, you know, player on the field. I was a goalie, but like I was never the best, right? I just worked the hardest. So, and it was just being on the bench all that season was okay for me. You know what I mean? I already knew what I was doing after high school, where I was going, things like that. But yeah, man, for sure, it was hard, man. It affected me in a lot of ways, you know? So, and it's funny that these athletes, even like some of these professional athletes, I think it's, who is it? It's Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
He came out and talked about his mental health and what he
Yeah.
I forget who he does it with, but he has this whole foundation for it. And I think it's the
I did see
you
that.
get guys like Tyson Fury talking about
Yeah.
it.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, another one of him.
Kevin
I mean, he
Love,
went off on a he went bad for
Yeah.
I'm not sure how long it was, maybe 2 years, but
yeah.
it was
Yeah,
rough.
he like literally had like a gun to his head, like he was like ready. It was crazy. And then like he was at like probably the fattest point of his life. He was at like 340 pounds, and he just didn't care to live, which was crazy because like he was like undefeated, but I guess maybe it was just he wasn't getting those fights like I think it was after the Klitschko one where he was starting to go like a little crazy in the head, but like and then all of a sudden Wilder happened. He wound up taking care of his body, and then he wrote a book, and he's just the most positive guy in the world now. Yeah, it's fantastic.
It's really refreshing to hear like those people talk about it, because
Yeah.
I remember the first time I heard Tyson Fury talking about it, he was just saying like, I was at the top of the world when this happened. I just won the championship. Everything in my life was good. I was the champion of the world. Like, mental health is just mental health. Like there's no
discrimination.
Yeah. If you have issues, man, it doesn't matter what you are, how successful you are.
Right.
None of that matters, man.
Exactly.
You got to take care. We all pay a lot of attention to physical health. I feel like mental health is not paid enough attention because it's equally as important.
I mean, the biggest thing is that a lot of people, for a while, I feel like it's been like not cool to talk about. And, you have everything with COVID, people are forced to sit indoors. And now it's like people are actually going through depression, being off work and not being able to go outside. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's just so important to remind people and just to show people it's okay to talk about it, And like we just said, all the athletes go through it. And, you know what I mean? The only way to really get through it is like to get over it is to go through it. You know what I'm saying? So the same thing with you. You limping up the stairs every single day has made you into the person you are today, because it's like it's something you were forced to go through. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And sometimes it takes one of those, like, for instance, like you do one thing, you think it's cool, like back in high school I'm quoting Nick Huser here, is like you wanted to do things just to fit in, right? You didn't in the back of your mind, you're like, what the hell am I doing? Yeah. But my friends are doing it, so whatever. And they'll probably just make fun of me if I don't, so let me just do it. And then maybe it takes like one of those things where it's like, oh shit, I've really fucked up this time.
Yeah.
And that really teaches you a lesson. Like, your guys' first episode's my favorite thing on YouTube. I might have watched it. You have like 700 some views on that. I might be 642.
Thank you.
Dude. I was surprised. It's at like 1,000 now. It's like
it's one of my favorite things ever. It's an hour and 45 minutes long, and I never lose interest.
Right? It's so long, but like we were just
it's not because it's so unrehearsed. It's so real. It's so that's all. I love that, man. Like, if you guys were just like sitting here, like I have a bunch of shit, right? But I always go off like the top of my head. I just take notes down, right? But if I was just sitting here like reading, like, and if that was the way your episode was, no, like it wasn't at all. You guys were sitting there. Look, I even poured a glass of wine for this episode because you guys were doing it. It was absolutely amazing.
Let's go.
Yeah. So, Kev, I know
I still struggle with that, man. I mean, I remember back in.
We're a little delayed.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah. You guys good?
I was gonna say I still struggle with that, man. I remember.
Yeah. Should we relocate? You think? Should we to the basement maybe, or to somewhere near my router? You think we should do that?
You could probably move closer to your router, but it looks like we're good now. I think it was just like a little bit of like a delay, but it looks like we're all caught up now. Yeah.
Cool. Go ahead. What were you saying?
No, I was saying I still struggle with that. Like you were in the first episode. I remember back in high school, man, I would just do anything to fit in because I didn't like who I was. I didn't like myself, and I would just, if you liked something and I didn't even like it, I liked it too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just because you liked it, and I still find myself doing it. I still have to sometimes catch myself like, you don't even want to be doing this right now. Why are you even doing this? Just because everybody else is doing it, or because I have a hard time saying no. It's something I'm working on. I have a very hard time saying no to people, and it's something that I want to be able to eventually master. But it's all about how you feel, man, in the moment. You can't, if you're not feeling good, you can't just be you know, you can't be running around like.
Yeah.
It takes time and experience. You know what I mean? I don't think the podcast would have been what it was just starting out. There's us having these kind of conversations and us having these kind of guests if we were 18 and in high school, because we're still trying to figure ourselves out. You know, we're at the age now where it's all or nothing. We're whatever path we choose is the one we chose. You know what I'm saying? It's not like life isn't really choosing for us at this point. So, but yeah, the first episode was was one of my favorite ones, because me and him were just shooting this shit for like 2 hours, and we had our wine, whatever. And we were just reminiscing and stuff, and it was funny. Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, it was good.
That's
And
cool.
Another thing I really liked too was when Nick said something to you, Kev, when like people were just bashing you about like what you do and why you do it, whatever, right? But you're just like, fuck it.
I mean,
right?
I mean,
You talk to anybody, you talk to any one of my friends now, because before I moved out here towards like in the Bucks County area, when I used to live in Northeast Philly, I was always out doing this, doing that. I didn't like going to the places because I knew how I was going to get after I was at those places.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep.
And
Yep.
just to be part of the crowd that was like, you know what I mean, the cool people. Listen, they're my best friends in the world, dude. I love them to death. I really do. But like, I'm not a good person when I'm at that particular place,
right. And
you know?
Right,
And I had the mindset now. You can think whatever you want of me. I know who I am, and that's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that's the most important thing.
Yeah, and that's the toughest thing about when you're starting something out is it's not going to be as big as you want it to be, and you're putting yourself out there and you're making yourself vulnerable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like you're allowing yourself. You're putting off to meet my friend Kid Travis, who showed me the ropes, and now he's doing his thing, popping, getting shouted by Post Malone, whatever. But like, it's just like when you start out something, you're gonna suck at it. And if people, and in the beginning, I was 21 when I made my first song, and I would cry about it. I would legit cry. I'll call his name's Jed. I'll call him like, yo, promise me we're gonna make it, because I got kids like talking bad about me. People loved it too, but then you also have people talk bad about you. But it's a thing that the people don't understand it yet. And when you start getting better and better, and it starts showing progress, and it starts actually hitting something, that's when they're all gonna be like, oh, Kev, I remember when you first started doing this, and now you're here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's all about sticking through it and not getting too high, not getting too low. Like, I had my friend Pat Kerchak come to me at Patty Wax when I was DJing. He's like, bro, you've always never gave a shit. I'm like, listen, bro, because I know in the beginning you're gonna have to deal with that, and then 3 years down the line you're still doing the same thing, working your ass off. You're gonna be good at it, and people aren't gonna be able to laugh about it anymore. You know what I mean? It's just that initial part is the hardest part, because you're not going to be good at it. And then the more and more you work at it and ignore the lows, and then, you start, people are going to start acknowledging it. They'll start seeing it, when it's too late, and they're not your friends. They're just like, you know what I mean?
That's one thing I always told him. I respected him for that, because listen, I'm from Northeast Philly. My whole family is, my parents, born and raised, like, this is where I'm from. You know what I mean? This is my roots, and I'll never forget where I'm from. And I don't hate anybody. I don't have anything against anybody. Like, I get along with everybody. But as we know, Northeast Philly sometimes can be very small-minded, very narrow-minded. And I'm telling you, man, people were just attacking this kid. They were just attacking him. And he never wavered. He was always steady in what he was doing. I'd never seen this kid flinch. And I used to tell him, I was like, man, I have so much respect for that, because you genuinely do not give a shit what anybody thinks or what anybody says. We all heard it, man. We all heard the chattering from everybody. Look what he's doing, this, that, and the other. And he just kept doing it, had his head down. And I can do nothing but respect that, honestly,
I mean, like, even with this, so like I'm not gonna name the friend, of course, but I do have a friend. He gets like very jealous, I could say, because like before I started collabing with Nick, because I'm a huge sports nut, I went to school for it and stuff. Right. So I needed to cope with not being at live sports. So I did like a sports talk, and I have a connection with the Philly fighters. So I've been having them on and stuff. So he would like call and joke around and like, just basically be like, giving me jabs, but thinking that it was funny for him. But like, of course I would like laugh it off and play it off. And then when me and Nick collabed, he was also throwing jabs too, saying like, oh, you guys don't even know what you're talking about. But obviously we do and stuff. But like, I mean, like, you're always going to get people that are going to hate, but the real ones are always going to support you. So, like, and plus, like, I've, like, noticed, too, just to deal with the haters and stuff. So, like, what you guys are doing are great. And then plus, like, obviously, you're going to have people because it'll make them feel better about themselves or try to act like a jackass and try to make their friends laugh and all, too, if they try to take jabs at your podcast or your music and stuff, too. But, like, at the end of the day, I mean, if you mean that much to them about them taking jabs at you, then obviously you're doing something right then, you know?
That's why whenever he would ask me to do something, I'll be like, I'm riding out with you, man. Like, cause listen, I've always been that kid. Like, listen, if there was somebody in school who was sitting alone, I would go say something. I would go talk to them. That's just the way I was. Like, really, if there was someone that was either unpopular or quote unquote unpopular, I would try to go talk to them or something. And if he asked me to do something, yeah, I'm going to do it. Yeah, like, all right, say something about both of us then. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly, yeah.
I'm going to stick by him. That's just the way it is.
I'm not going to lie. It was difficult in high school because I dabbled my hand in everything. And, like, I was a student council president. I was on the basketball team for 4 years.
Yeah.
And, like, everybody would see me no matter what. And then I would, like, I used to do, like reaction videos and stuff of, like, music because I love music. So I was like, how can I get myself into that? So I would, like, react to songs. They weren't good, but, like, you know, some got, like, 3,000 views, blah, blah, blah. Because, like, but it was, like, you know, I would get made fun of for it. I get it. I'm like, dude, like, it's a reaction video, whatever, but I'm putting myself out there.
But they were just brutal with the
Right.
Yeah, no, it could be a very cruel world, high school. So, like, when I was, like, telling you guys, I went to a small charter school. So, like, they're obviously not going to have, like, the high school reunions and stuff. So my 10-year reunion, we didn't do anything. But I was like, so, like, realistically, and you guys could answer this, like, later, too, and even Nick. So, like, I probably only talked to maybe, like, 2-3 people that I went to high school with, which is insane to think about. But, like, what the hell was I saying? But I'm like all in this. Yeah, but, like, so what I was saying was that, like, I talked to a couple people I didn't talk to, and I was like, hey, if we do, like, a small get together at like Brick House or something, would you guys go? And they said no, they don't want to see anybody who we went to high school with. Like that's, like, crazy how, like, high school fucked you up 10 years ago, and you don't want to see anybody. I'm like, wow, that's nuts.
I'll say this. Yeah. I'll say this. Think of it this way. When you're getting older, you're out of high school, your circle's getting smaller anyway. So
yeah.
You might as well find the quality people that really bring out the best in you, and you guys can do what you want together. Like, me and Nick always stuck around each other. Now, you know, we're stuck together for life. But, you know what I mean?
And we had our battles, man. You ask anybody, we played on the same basketball team. I was a senior when he was a junior.
Yeah.
And we were competing for the same position.
Yeah.
So me and this kid went at it hard. Like, we would be fighting everything. And honestly, it just look what it led us to.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, the people that mind don't matter. You know what I mean? So it's like, at the end of the day, because they're going to be because there's going to be one day they're going to have that day of reckoning where they have to sit with themselves and say, what am I doing with my life? They may have been cool in high school. They may have been doing this or that.
Right.
They're going to have that day where, you know what I mean? So it's like, let's say you start out doing a sports podcast, and a few months down the line, whatever, few years down the line, you're still doing it, and you're getting better and better. Meanwhile, these people haven't started doing anything with their lives. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the biggest thing I'm trying to learn, man, is just focus on the positive. You know what I mean?
Same.
There's no need to even talk about it. Like, you know, just everything in your world has to be related to positivity, man.
Yeah. I used to be a huge, like, dweller probably when I was, like, 20, probably, like, the age of, like, 22 to 26. But then, like, I guess, like, you finally hit, like, a maturity level. So, like, you, so you just, like, focus on the positive and stuff, too. So, like, all, like, that stuff, or even if they were, like, a sarcastic comment, if we do, like, an Instagram live or something with, like, a fighter, and, like, it could be a follower from, like, California, like, I don't let that comment bother me at all or anything. Yeah, it's just crazy.
Stuff, man. Life's just too short to really to worry about it. That's some random person behind their phone who just has nothing to do.
Right. Yeah.
The way I am too. Like, the way I focus on life right now is control what you can control. Everything else will work itself out in any way. You know what I mean? Because you can't control, like, for instance, how crazy is the world right now? You know what I mean? Like, this, we're almost coming up on 365 days since the world has been completely different.
Yeah.
That's something we can't control, right?
Yep.
So control what you can control. go to work if you're lucky enough to have a job right now, and do what you love, right? And I love UFC. I love mixed martial arts. My dad got me into this when I was fucking 10 years old. I'm absolutely obsessed with it, right? So I was like, you know what? Maybe this is what I want to talk about. Maybe, you know what I mean? I see Joey in last spring start this, when this whole thing started, talking to boxers. I'm like, I like boxing, but I'm more of like a mixed martial arts guy. You know what I mean? Because and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do what he did. I'm going to do what he's doing. Right. You know, let's collaborate. Maybe we can get something bigger. You know what I mean? The
biggest thing for me personally, and I know him, it's like doing stuff like this is A, it's a creative challenge, and B, like it connects you to so many different people. Like who's not to say a year from now or 6 months from now you're not going to a UFC event because you had someone on a podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like it can change your life in a matter if you just stick with it. That's the thing.
Did you ever see one of my favorite videos on YouTube also is Ariel Helwani getting like fired, and he's like crying, like literally crying. He's like, I'm not giving up. This isn't the end for me. And now look at him, employed by ESPN. One of the like when you think of the UFC, you're like, oh, Ariel Helwani. You know what I mean? I know that guy. You know what I mean?
One of the interview faces of it, and then, it's just the beauty of being positive and sticking with it.
We're building relationships with people. There's people that have been on this podcast so far. We're 6 episodes in now. I would have never met these people. You know what I mean? I would have never known these people if we didn't do this. And now I could potentially have friendships for the rest of my life. You know what I mean?
I think we all went to Ryan, right? Besides Joe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, I know you guys are younger than I am, but like, I'm assuming. What year did you guys graduate?
I graduated 2015.
I'm 14. I'm a year ahead of them.
Okay. All right, so I graduated in 11. So I guess you were a freshman when I was a senior.
Yeah.
So like, it's crazy how like the world like spins around. You know what I mean? Like, obviously we would have never talked anyway because I'm a senior. You're a freshman. We didn't play the same sport. But like, it's just
this could be a friendship forever. You just
exactly, dude.
Like, you don't know.
Right.
Yeah, like actually the last boxing event I went to, I mean, I did feel bad that Nick wasn't able to make it because
pay the bills, brother.
Right. So like a lot of these boxers and trainers are watching on like the social media and stuff. So like I can't count how many people and the fighters that we had came up to me and was like, yo, thank you so much for coming out and stuff. And but like I tell them that me and Nick aren't just interviewing you to interview you. Like we're actually interested and we want to hear about your story and stuff. And when we say that we're going to come out or buy swag from you, we are 100% going to do that. So and like we're like making some waves in the Philly gyms and stuff. So like everyone's starting to know like the podcast and all. So it's like going really, really well. And the next event's on the 6th of February. So it'll be great to see. Yeah.
I seen you guys interviewed Chris Dawkins, right?
My favorite interview of all time, bro.
The greatest, probably the most awesome human being in the UFC right now. He's so funny.
I know him very well. I know him.
Oh, do you?
My brother, my oldest brother, was actually his partner in the Philadelphia. My brother was a cop.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, and they were partners for a little bit, and then I think my brother got he was with another partner after that. Now my brother's in a different section, but I've been to Chris. I've trained with Chris down at Martinez MMA gym.
Oh, wow.
He's had me down there. My family knows him really well. They've went to trip. My dad and my brother-in-law went with him to Florida a few times and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I know Chris very well, and I was like, well, they interviewed. I know his brother too, Kyle.
Yeah,
Kyle,
yeah.
Yeah, Chris is an awesome human being. Like it's just like crazy that he's a police officer. As like cool as he is, it's just crazy.
and he's killing it. He's killing it right now, man.
Yeah, he's
about to fight the top 10 guy in the world, man. And then he goes to Steve Stakes the next day. So listen, he promised the Steve Stakes after he wins.
And his brother is a very, very good trainer. He's very smart. Knows the fight game. They're both great kids, man. They're like they're so willing to help you. I went down there. And like they're just teaching me stuff. I just want to learn. They're teaching me stuff.
Dude, how much fun is training that stuff though? Like if I can tell anybody, like playing like basketball, soccer, football, all that's cool. But like when you train mixed martial arts, it like teaches you so much more than just like fighting. right? Like, 'cause,
Yeah.
listen, we're from Northeast Philly. Like, if you weren't ever in a fight before, I don't know, you might have like, I don't know where the hell you were then, because like everyone fist fought. You know what I mean?
Probably hide in the bushes or something. I don't know.
Something, you know what I mean?
I would like to do it a lot more than I have. I haven't been able to do it as much as I would want to, but
Yeah.
But it's something that's always in the back of my head. I hope to do it at one point more.
Even just training it, dude. It just teaches you so much about like respect and like
just working out.
Yeah.
I used to train on Tarsdale Avenue. This little small gym. I forget what it's called. I used to do boxing there, and it really pushes you to the next level. And me and him been thinking about something to do in terms of that with like with the brand and stuff like that. Maybe mix that in somehow.
Yeah.
Fighting such a big wave right now, but.
Yeah,
I mean, you think about it, like all the sports shut down, and Dana White said, "Fuck it, we're gonna find a way to make this work." And that was like the best moment of my life, because like I was like, "What the hell am I gonna do?" Because like, I love the Birds, I love the Phils. Listen, I'm a Philly fan, all. But if Eagles like week 1's on, I'm definitely gonna have like UFC right here on my phone, like right here in the corner. If it's the same day,
So you must. I'm real excited. I mean, I got work Saturday night, unfortunately, but I love McGregor, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, you're from Northeast Philly, dude. Everyone loves McGregor.
We're big McGregor fans, man.
Yeah. As long as you guys aren't fans of like the Cowboys or Notre Dame, but that's like all like. That's like a small section of Mayfair, though. I have no idea why you live here and you like Notre Dame and the Dallas Cowboys. Get the fuck out of here.
Connor looks like he's in great shape, man.
Oh, he looks great.
And it's not just his shape, like his like
mental.
It's all mental with that guy. Like, you know what I mean? If you get him like very good, like on a like when he's on point mentally, he's almost unbeatable. And
I was so pissed that. I wish he was focused for the Khabib fight, man. Like,
dude, he showed up to the press conference drinking.
I know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because he could. I've just never seen him like when he's like this in this mind frame, man. His performances are always unbelievable. So
I mean, look what he did to Eddie Alvarez.
I know.
Right?
I can't.
So it's like.
I never want to talk about that fight ever.
Nobody wants to talk about it, but like my brother and like a bunch of people, and they were asking me for my honest opinion on that fight, and I was like, listen, Eddie should have a game plan that favors him, obviously, and that requires not standing up with Conor. If you stand up with Conor, you're done, right? So, and as soon as he did that, you knew the outcome of that fight within 30, 40 seconds.
I just watched that fight, and he picked him apart every single time.
Yeah.
It wasn't even close. And at the end of the fight, when Conor says he shouldn't have been in there with me tonight, and that's the bottom line. That's the truth.
I wish I could have seen him. Dude, I wish I could have seen him how he is right now against Khabib. Like in this. Yeah. I hope we can see it. I hope we can see it again. I don't know if we will, but I don't know if he's gonna beat him, but I think it'll. If he's like he is right now,
he's
gonna give him all he can handle. I guarantee you that. He's gonna. Khabib's ridiculous, man.
He's a puzzle that cannot be solved right now. So we'll see. We'll see if he comes back. Joe, how much time we got?
We got 5 minutes left.
All right, cool. So I'm also looking forward to so like when people are. People obviously like UFC is like the biggest, stage of them all, the biggest promotion in MMA. I also follow Bellator because they have phenomenal fighters there too. Michael Chandler has been there. Like, people probably have watched Eddie Alvarez versus Michael Chandler, both of their fights, absolute wars. And he's making his UFC debut on the co-main event. I can't wait for that fight either, man. Dan Hooker's a beast, dude. He goes through wars.
That Poirier fight was insane, dude.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. And listen, Poirier showed like how good he is at standing up and how much damage he can take at 155. So, and he's going to take a lot of it at on Saturday night. But
we're gonna see if he can take it, bro.
Right.
They're in a whole. They're all in the same division. All 4 of them that were in the.
I love that.
Today. So it's like McGregor said, bring them in. He's like, let me get them all. He's like, I don't care. The crazy thing. McGregor's still trying to fight. He's like, dude, I don't know why you guys are trying to push me out of UFC. I'm still trying to fight. He just wants
that press conference today was awesome.
I watched the whole thing, dude. Yeah.
And like, everyone says like, oh man, Conor didn't like talk shit today. I'm like, dude, this is like, listen, we all miss that. We all love it, but he still throws low key shots in there. You know what I mean? Like he's still like,
he's 32.
He's definitely changing. He's changing, but listen, man. it is what it is. When he gets in there, it doesn't matter. He's still
Right.
he's still gonna fight.
As he says, he'll slam your head on the canvas.
Listen, yeah, he's absolutely phenomenal. I personally think Connor gets it done again. And his coach said it best.
Knockout or no?
Second. I say second.
Right? I don't know. Listen, I don't know. I don't get into like how he gets it done or whatever like that. But I just think he gets it done. And when his coach, I like listen to his coach too, because his coach is so like intelligent about the fight game, John Kavanagh. And he said, listen, I don't think he'll get it done in 60 seconds, but you'll realize how the fight's going to go within 60 seconds. And that,
Are you a reader? You like to read or no?
What? Like read what? Like books?
Like books.
What kind of book?
I read his book, Win or Learn, John Kavanagh. That's a good book.
Oh, yeah, dude, I actually heard about that book, and I want to read that. Like, I'll be in you know what kind of books I like to read? I like the one book about the one Navy SEAL who, like, this crazy-ass story. I love reading.
David Goggins?
Yeah. Yes. Goggins is good, yeah.
I love, like, those kind of books. Like, I can't read Harry Potter. Like, I can't read
Harry Potter.
I don't read. I read all, like, self-help stuff. Like,
yeah.
But guys, we're probably go ahead. My bad.
I was gonna say David Goggins' Instagram is my favorite Instagram.
Oh my God, it's so intense, ain't it?
I gotta follow him.
Yeah, you gotta go follow David Goggins on Instagram, bro. He's running, talking shit to people like. Just,
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah.
The bald guy
He's always talking shit.
100%.
Yeah, but guys, I just want to. I probably missed so many things that I really want to talk to you guys about. Like, we'll do something else again soon. I love what you guys are doing. We'll post this. If you guys can share it, that would be great too.
Thank you guys. Yeah.
And again, guys, thank you so much for doing this, because a lot of people, need this message spread, and it's so much bigger and better than all these sports podcasts and everything like that that's going on too.
We're all trying to do the same thing. We're all trying to. We're just talking about what we love. That's all it is. It's not anybody. We're all talking about what we love. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It was great. You guys are great guys, man. Thank you for having us on.
Yeah.
No problem at all, guys. All right. Thank you, boys.
Wait. If people want to follow, can you say the handle?
Yeah. So we got at NHuser3, right?
No, I'm at my last name Huser_Nick, and then
on Instagram, I'm Kev _Nichols on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook is Kev Nichols, Facebook Fall Forward Media on Facebook, and my YouTube is just Kev Nichols. We're dropping a website. We have a clothing line. We have some of the samples right here. And I'm dropping a song February 5th. I wrote for my sister. So, we can talk about that in another episode, but, we're doing more than a podcast. We're making it bigger than that. And, we're going to be volunteering a lot of places. We have videos coming out, website coming out. That'll be dropping in the next few weeks. So just, follow us and check that out. You know what I mean? It's going to be
awesome. Really and I'll tag you guys. I'll tag everything in this post today too.
Perfect.
Thank you, buddy.
All right. Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
All right.
I'll talk to you.
All right. Peace out.
Nice
See you guys. Thank you.
Peace.